Okay,
Oh,
let's see how it goes.
okay.
All
Excellent.
right. Hey everyone, welcome to the interview. Just because we're broadcasting it to multiple platforms right now, it would be really helpful if you can comment, let us know if you can hear me and see me okay. Just put in a comment and let us know. And welcome everyone to the session. And in the meantime, feel free to in comments and introduce yourself to the group, where are you calling from, where are you right now, and your background, and say hello to everyone who's watching this live session right now. Okay, so today we have Nicola with us today. So
Hi, hi everyone. Hello.
we're gonna do a short interview, just to talk about Nicola's journey so far with her own business, and it's been I think over a year, probably a year right now,
Yeah.
since Nicola started her own business, teaching business online. So we're gonna talk about that, but just give you guys some agenda for today, right? So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do a very short introduction of myself, because I know some of you probably have been following me for a while, and some of you probably just met me online, don't know much about myself, my business. I want to have an introduction very quickly, and then we move on to Nicola. She's going to introduce herself to the group, and we have some questions for Nicola, and then that's it for today, right? So let's start it. Get started. So my name is James Liu. For those who are not very familiar with me and my background, I'm originally from China. Came to the United States about 15 years ago, right after college. And since I got here, I spent many years in academia. I got my PhD, my MBA, I did my postdoc, and then spent 2 years in management consulting, helping companies, corporates with their marketing sales strategies. And then in 2018, I just happened, I worked with my own English teacher. My own English teachers with their own business, help them get students online. We made a lot of progress, and that was the reason I started my own business in January 2019, helping more teachers out there, ESL teachers out there, with their own business, and to show them how to do marketing, how to do sales, how to have a business online for themselves. And since then, it's been over 2.5 years now. We have helped thousands of teachers, and many of them have gone independent and getting regular students every month and charge much higher rates, charge a rate they're worth. And Nicola is one of them. I'm very happy to have her here. So Nicola is a teacher that started the business a year ago. Not too long, not too short. I think she's gonna be a great example to show you guys, especially for teachers who are hesitating, who are thinking about it. No teachers probably who never thought about going independent. I hope this session can be inspiring for you guys. And by the way, I know a lot of teachers watching right now. If you can help us like the live session, click on like on the live session so more teachers, more people can see the live session. We're broadcasting it right now on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. I hope more people can see this live session. All right. So yeah, so this is about me, and now I'm gonna pass it to Nicola. Nicola, hey.
Hi, James. Hello. Good to see you. So yeah, my background, a quick background. I'm English. I'm from southeast England, but I have been living and teaching in Italy for nearly about almost 18 years now. So I started off as a general English teacher, working for an English language school, like so many people do. Which was fine for a few years, but then I realized after a while that I was being undervalued, the pay, extremely low, as most people know. And it really came to an end more or less when the pandemic came. So it had been going downhill, slowly downhill. Communication was breaking down with the school, being sent all over the place, being paid almost nothing, not even worth the petrol I was driving around to these places. And then the pandemic came, and so I was at home, and I was really at a crossroads, I guess, in my life, and that's about the point that James popped up somewhere. So
Absolutely. So we have got a lot of teachers who start taking this entrepreneurial journey more seriously after the pandemic, and we all need a push. So a lot
yes,
of teachers have been thinking about it, but never really take action until they have to, right? So that makes a lot of sense. So if I remember correctly, Nicola, you joined the Teach Entrepreneur Challenge in July last
Yes,
year.
that's right. Yep. Yes. Yes. July
Yeah,
last year. So it's literally it's a year. Yeah, just about a
it's
year
been
ago.
a year. Yeah,
So much has changed.
that's your anniversary actually. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly 1 year now. So maybe we can start from here. So tell us how do you feel like being an entrepreneur, being a teacher entrepreneur in the past year compared to your experience as a teacher for over like 14, 15 years? What's the biggest difference, or how do you feel about this?
Well, I think so many changes, differences that are still coming up, all positive, all for the better. Because firstly, we are definitely valued. I think people see us as an expert, a specialist in our field. Because when you move from the general teacher to a specialist teacher, you start to be like the specialist and an expert in that field. So I can put all the experience I had in the last 17, 18 years into one, focusing on one group of people, which is amazing for me to be able to do that. And also for
Yeah,
them, because they do begin to see you as the expert and the specialist. And yeah, no, this
yeah,
is
absolutely.
is
Yeah, I like
amazing.
the point you made. So that's one thing I think a reason made a lot of teachers, independent teachers, more successful than others is being an expert, having a
Mm,
niche,
yes,
transitioning from general teacher to niche teacher. And one thing you made very clear is, when you were a teacher, when you were teaching like for the past 14 years, 15 years, you were general teacher. General teacher,
yes,
right? Just another teacher. No, that's how people perceive you.
right.
That's how you perceive yourself. And now you're a niche
Mm,
teacher. You focus
yes.
on a very particular group, a group of
Mhm.
people that need your help, and you have condensed all the experience, right? Years of experience
Yes,
teaching,
yes,
and
right.
customize what you do to fit this group. And the
Mhm.
two benefits you mentioned: one, you get valued. People
Right.
appreciate you, right?
Yes,
People
yes.
appreciate you. People see you as expert. Just think about this. I
Mm,
always talk about this. When people look at you as a general teacher, oh, you're just another general teacher,
yes.
right? I can just easily find another one to replace you.
Mhm.
That's how students think about you. That's how companies think about you. And when you are a niche teacher, these people
Yes,
say, oh my God, you only help us. You
right.
have a program specifically for us. That's how
Yeah.
people perceive you differently, and that
Mhm.
making things much easier for you to charge a higher rate, get traction, get students. That's the benefit one that you mentioned. I think the
Yes.
second benefit is the results. The
Yes.
results, right? When you think about it, when you focus on one group of people,
Yes.
everything you do, everything you think about, everything you do with your program is to better the results for this
Mm,
particular group.
mhm.
And
Yes.
your program becomes better and better. And I think you told me before, these students was amazed, like, oh my God, that's exactly
Yes.
what I need, right? How-
Yes, exactly. No, they see you as the expert, like a doctor, because they do. They don't always know exactly what they need, and if they start saying something along a certain lines of some aspect they need to improve, and I know exactly what it is because the others from their field have said the same, more or less the same. So I tell them, yes, I understand you need this for this, and so they see you as the expert, and this is incredible, and it helps you feel more of the expert, and you learn
yeah.
from them, and it's like this cycle, which is really is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. That's great. Yeah, so we got more people watching right now. Do us a favor, please like the live session so more people can see us live on the platform. And back to what Nikki mentioned, right? So when you have this program and for a particular group, and you get to improve it every time. I know
Yes.
so when I first started my business, I've been hearing from a lot of teachers saying, "Oh, they're general teacher. They're teaching like
Mm,
different students. They have prepared the sessions every time. No, every time is different." And it's like you have the coverage. You have a lot of students, but you never get to the points. Like you can't really nail down any of these
right.
students, right? So when you have this focus, right, you
Mm,
only work with the same students, same clients again and again. You improve your program, and by the
yes.
points, they feel like, oh my God, this is what I need. Another point you made is oftentimes these students don't know what they need. And
Right.
there's another thing.
Exactly.
There's another thing.
Yeah.
General teachers
Mm,
always do. They listen to their students. Hey, what do you need? Oh, you need vocabulary. Let's work on vocabulary.
mm,
Oh, you
mm,
wanted to know how to make phone calls. Let's work on phone calls. They
mm,
listen to their students. So what that tells the
mm,
students? Oh, you're just another teacher. If you just listen to me, why don't I just tell another teacher to listen to me and we work together? But
mm,
when they work with a niche teacher like you tell
mm.
them what they need.
Right.
It's just like
Yes.
right,
This is
exactly just
what's
like
so
you said.
amazing. Yes, you learn from them, and you can improve, build on the program, and then the next one that comes along, you already know what they need. And yes,
Yeah,
it's true. If you're doing with the general teaching, I know from years of experience, it's okay. We open the book, and you have to follow the syllabus for 60 hours, and it's just right. We'll do a bit of grammar, a bit of vocabulary, a bit of everything, but it's not really focusing on homing in on the student's individual need, which is what the idea with niche teaching. You really
yeah.
focus on their needs.
Yeah,
Mm,
absolutely. And I
yes,
think when you tell your students what they need, that
yes,
really help you set your authority.
yes,
It
right.
is another
Mm,
important point.
yes.
When you are independent teacher,
Mm,
when you have the authority, people
mhm,
will see you
yes.
differently. People will pay more because you know what they need, right? You tell them what they need, set the authority. That
Mm,
helps a lot with your marketing results. I think one day you told me, the other day you told me, when you have strategy sessions, you can
uh-huh.
really anticipate what they're gonna tell you, right? You
Yes.
already know what they're gonna tell you.
Yeah, it is like that now because I remember hearing that before, but now I can see that I know what's coming. I know they're going to say what they need. And so I can summarize what I tell them what they need. And they're like, yes, yeah, no, that's it. Exactly. And when I tell them about the program, they seem to say, right, yes, this is what I was looking for, which yeah, at the
Yeah,
beginning I wasn't, it was
yeah,
really about a bit in the dark,
exactly.
feeling around. But
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
yes, more and more, it can be more and more
Yeah,
refined, like you
yeah,
said.
yeah, yeah.
Mm,
And I think all these are from just being a niche teacher, right? It takes time to
yeah,
learn from a niche, and at one
right.
point you will become an
Mm,
expert for a niche. But I
mhm,
mean, we don't just talk about good news or good things. The results are
mm,
great, right? And since because you've been working with us for over a year now, I mean, we've been working very closely. We know.
yeah.
I remember when right after you finished the challenge last July, right? Last July, you got a lot of progress. You got
Mm,
students,
mm,
and
yes.
everything seems going well, right? And then there were like a couple months almost
Yes.
like
Yeah.
that, nothing happening. And
Right.
I think that
Yeah.
time you really spend a lot of time effort
Yes.
trying to really understanding your niche. And then I think
Yes.
starting maybe in January
Mhm.
this year,
Yep.
February,
Yeah. February,
everything just
February,
come back,
exactly.
right?
Yes.
So you want to talk about these ups and downs. I mean, I think that's part of the journey as entrepreneur. We don't expect everything to be smooth, right?
Exactly.
To be successful right away. But
Mhm.
how do you feel about this?
No, absolutely. Because yes, I mean, at the beginning, it seemed to be great. I just decided on my niche quite randomly because I didn't have any expertise in other fields because I've always been a teacher really. And so then I decided on something that I was passionate about, and I entered into this field. And at the beginning, I had four, five, or six people coming from the niche, which was great. But then we seemed to be going off on everyone wanted something different, and I could feel it was going back to the general teacher way, really. And James actually pulled me back into line because I remember thinking, no, it's good, it's fine. I've got lots of students, but they were all really general, and everybody saw, and so they saw me as a general teacher. And so the money objections, I couldn't raise the rate really because that's how they saw me. And I was creating more work for myself because everybody wanted something different, even though they were the same niche. So yes, it was good, but hard work. And then it went downhill. Yes, like you said, around December, January, I had a really quiet, a lot of strategy sessions, but nobody was really, just wasn't clicking. It wasn't quite right. So it was
Yeah.
not terrible, but it was a difficult phase. And I spent a long time really trying to understand what is the urgency for my niche? Why can't I home in on the urgency? I adjusted my filters slightly for the niche, and then suddenly that something clicked, and it seemed to open the doors to people who really did need it
Yeah.
more urgently. And that's when it's suddenly the numbers went up. There were less objections to. I seemed to be learning from them, and then I had was 13, 14 new students in the last few months, really, since spring. Yeah, since spring,
Right.
it really
Right.
started going up. And that's when I was
Right.
happy with my program. They seemed to need it. I'd found the right angle of my niche, and yeah, and that's when it really sort of went back up again. But
yeah, yeah,
definitely there are ups and downs.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not all plain
yeah,
sailing,
yeah, yeah.
but
So
it's fun.
what I would say is when we're, when we have the better moment, right, the good
Mm.
progress, we just keep going.
Yeah.
When we have struggles, during the challenging time,
Hmm.
we evaluate, just like what you did. You
Hmm.
just look at the data. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm getting this and that, but now the results, what's happening. And I think this moment, like 2 3 months, that like very challenging last year, give
Yeah.
you the time to breathe and also
Yes.
look into your business deeper, seeing,
Mm.
okay, I know what's the problem here. I have a niche, but I'm still doing like gender teaching. I don't feel like
Yes.
I have a niche. No, I targeting a very particular group. I'm not focusing
Mm.
on very similar problem with the same program. And then that's the moment you will like, oh my God, yes, I need to change. And then you
Mhm.
change the filters. You try to target a very particular group that you found from the results that works better. And then
Mhm.
boom, everything
Yes.
come back, right? It works really good. So
Yes. Mm.
14, 13, 14 clients in just 3 4 months. And if I
Yes.
remember correctly, right now you're charging $900
It's about that
for
now.
a
Yes.
program.
Yes.
Nine hundred
Yes.
dollars
It's
for a program. That's
right.
amazing, right? And
Yeah.
I
Compared to
remember the
last
other
year.
day, yeah,
Yes.
I remember the other day you talked to your boss at school, and
Oh, yes. That's right. If he's watching, I don't think so. But yes. Yeah.
yes, that's great. That's
But
great.
it's
Yeah,
funny
I
to
mean,
see their
yeah,
reaction too. Like when I was telling my ex boss and who's a friend as well, and another ex colleague, but just to see their expression, like, oh wow, yeah, that really is, it makes sense. But it really makes sense. But until you try it, there are the ups and downs. But if you really work it out and put everything into it and figure it out, then it just clicks, and then it
right,
just
yeah,
it does
yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I'm in my journey too, right? I started my
Mm.
business is 2.5 years now. One of my takeaways, or I think the best learning I have from this entrepreneurial journey, is the
Mm.
mindset shift. The mindset
Mm.
shift,
Yes, yes.
and also that's kind of a very big takeaway for a lot of teachers who join the challenge. So they join the challenge, they feel like, oh, I just need to learn marketing and sales from
Mm.
James, then I will be all set. Then in the challenge, during the challenge, you feel like, oh my God, what is stopping me? What is stopping me from taking action? No, from going independent, right? Doing
Mhm.
it is
Mhm.
not the fact that I don't have the skills. Actually, the fact that I don't have the right mindset. So I want
Yes.
to spend maybe a few minutes talking about your journey with like the
Mm.
mindset, shifting mindset. I think right now, no, if I
Yes.
can just find the video and probably the recording, we had a meeting, when once you right after you finish challenge, comparing to the person you are right now,
Ah, yes.
definitely a totally completely different person, right? How do you feel your mindset journey? How do you feel about
Yes,
that?
definitely. I think there's definitely the feeling of imposter syndrome at the beginning that okay, it depends on the person, because some people come out of maybe IT, for example, of a business background, and so maybe they have the teacher imposter syndrome then. But I definitely had, going into the field that I chose, I had this feeling. But then I realized I'm not teaching them their professional about their profession. I'm teaching them what they need in their profession in English to survive. And the mindset, I think, about what we're valued for what we are really was a big mindset shift as well. Because at the beginning, I saw myself as the general teacher, and at the beginning there were some trying to barter me down. I didn't have a high price at the beginning, but they were still trying to get me down. And I think I got to the point where I wanted to even give away the program for free just to try it. But luckily, some other people in the group from the challenge were telling me no, and you is no, don't devalue yourself.
Yeah,
And that was just because I wanted to get the confidence in my program, but it was just that wasn't what was necessary. It really is the mindset. When you see, and I put a lot of effort and time, and even during the night, you wake up and think of ideas for the program, move this around, and yeah, and then I began to believe in the value, really, that I was the value of the program, I suppose. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So you talk about imposter syndrome. I didn't realize how common that is
No, nor did I
for
until I
teachers.
had it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then I realized, okay, this is a big issue. This is big issue. I think I don't blame teachers. I blame the industry. I blame
Right.
what's happening in the industry, right?
Yeah.
These companies, these schools only give
Yeah.
teachers $10, $15,
Mm,
$20 an hour. And
mm,
I just had a call with the teacher this morning, and he was like, I've already got a student, and I'm going to start that. I still don't feel like I'm good enough, and I still don't believe I just charge the students $50 an hour for my program, $500 in total. The student paid upfront, and I haven't even
Yeah.
told the student yet. He was like, I still can't believe that just
Right.
happened,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So that's not because there are no like there it doesn't it's not because students who want to appreciate you, who actually pay you, do not exist. It's not that the case, right? Just
Right.
because it's been it's being like that, right? When you work with companies, when you work
Yes.
with schools, you're targeting, like, that's how the schools and companies treating you, and also the student you are getting don't really appreciate when you are general teacher, and when you are niche teacher, and when you target the right people, the population of students that are going to appreciate you, right? And everything gonna be different. And
Yes.
imposter syndrome, you're gonna have it. I have it. Whenever I challenge myself, I try to step outside my comfort zone. I'm still doing it every day, right? I feel that too. So acknowledge that, okay, I will have the imposter syndrome, but you will be able to overcome it if you
Yes.
try, right? Just give it a try. And I think
Yes.
at first, just like what you mentioned, right? When you first finish the challenge, you still feel like a general teacher, and you don't feel like you're worth that much, and you were
Yeah.
hesitant to charge
Definitely.
higher rates, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
compared to how you feel right now after finishing so many students,
Yes.
after having 14 students from the same niche, right? Everything's different now.
Yes, completely different. Yeah, no, I remember thinking, oh, I can't charge that much. That's not right. And then they sense it as well. They feel it, and then they see you. It's completely about how you see yourself and your program. Because it's true. At the beginning, when I had the lower rate, and I didn't think I was still the general teacher, but really I was still seeing myself like that, like many of us do after the challenge, as you said. We see ourselves as the general teacher, and we portray that, I'm sure, to the students if we're not that, if we don't believe so much in ourselves, the value and the program. But now that I've sort of gone over that hill and opened these new doors in the last sort of 6 months, it's completely different. I feel completely different. I don't even come across, we don't go to the money objections anymore. It's just, this is it. If you want it, if this is right for you, great. If not, no problem. So.
And you get better results by doing that,
And yes, and they don't object, and they're happy, and then we work together. And most of these, actually, recently, they want to continue again in September because a few are finishing, and
yeah.
they've almost all have asked to start to get to continue and do another program in September. So, no, it's a whole complete cycle, and the mindset is so important. That's true.
Yeah. And you wouldn't be able to shift your mindset if you hadn't push yourself, right? So you just
Yeah.
try harder and harder, and you can overcome it. You will get to the place where you want to be. And for
Yeah.
all the teachers who are watching right now, if you're hesitant, if you feel like you cannot do it, just listen to Nicola. Probably you were her maybe a year ago, and just by believing yourself, taking action, right, implementing, and you will get there. I don't think a lot of people are talking about entrepreneurs, how successful these people are, and I believe everybody has gone through the same journey, right? Nobody just becomes
Yeah.
an entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur overnight. No, we only look at the news, the stories, but we don't really know what's behind that, right? What's the story? How many years they spend, right, before they become the person they want to be. So for all the teachers who are hesitant, who are thinking about it, who don't believe they can do it, just do it. You can do it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So step by step, follow the steps, follow the every step. And yes, and the tools were great. I think this is what was really, the tools
Yeah.
to help you move step by step and to get there
It's
alone.
great. It's great. Yeah. So speaking of that, we talk about the 21-day challenge, and that's the place where everything started, right? For
Yes.
Nikki in July
Yeah.
2020 last year. So for those of you who are not familiar or have never heard about 21-day challenge, that's one group training we host every month. We work with you for 21 days, step by step, just like what Nikki said, step by
Yeah.
step, give you all the tools, all the mindsets you need in 21 days, and then to help you get started with your own business. Yeah, yes, after 21 challenge, you're gonna learn. You need to learn more and more, but that's a great starting point. If you are thinking about having your own students, having your own business, a 21 day challenge is a great starting point. If you're interested, I will encourage you to look at the 21 day challenge right away because we are actually running a promotion right now. So I remember last year when you joined the challenge, right? You get it was like $97. It's very
Yes.
cheap, $97, 21 days working with us, and then
Yeah.
we bumped the price to $127 in October last year, just because we've been like putting a lot of effort, materials, new training in the challenge because better, and the cost like was up, right? So we increased the rate, and this for this one time, and actually we are doing a 50% discount, 50% off promotion for the August challenge. We're gonna start on August 1st. So before we talk more about the 21 challenge, from your perspective, Nikki. So what are the biggest takeaways you have from the challenge? I know you mentioned a couple already. Just to summarize, what do you feel like? What are the biggest takeaways or learnings you got from the challenge last year?
Oh, I think every day there was something new. I mean, it was great because I did it in a period where I was just yes, it was in the summer. Like I said, I wasn't working anymore at the other school, so every day there was something new, and it was a challenge, like you said. It was as it's called. It's challenging, but in a great way because you learn something new every day. And it takes you this step by step. As I said, it's teaches you about the marketing, and we have to do the little assignments as we go along. So it's hard to say one thing specifically. I think overall the best thing is really it does give you the tools to set up alone the templates. I would have had no idea how to really go it alone on LinkedIn or various how to start the marketing, because as I think you mentioned before, many of us teachers, ESL teachers, we feel confident in teaching, but we have no idea about the sales or the marketing side. So this is something that maybe has stopped us over the years. But it really is day by day and almost from the beginning, step by step. We're doing it by the middle, not even the middle, before the middle of the course, I think, aren't we? The program, the challenge.
Yeah.
So
that's a very popular feedback. That's a very popular feedback we got. It's not only like the challenge does not only give you what you need, also encourage you to take action.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
That's another thing I found that when I work with the teachers, a lot of teachers, they before they took the challenge, they had taken a lot of trainings, a lot of training programs online, but they never took action. So
Right.
it doesn't matter how good the training is, how good the program is. If you don't take action, you're gonna forget about it in just a few days, few months, right? You will forget everything you learn from the training if you don't take action. But in the challenge, what we do is we have everybody in the group, right? We encourage them. We have bonuses to encourage people to take action, and not only from us, just by looking at other teachers like taking action, sharing their journey, sharing their progress every day, motivates you to take action, and then you feel like you learned so much in just 21 days. And yes, you cannot get a successful business after 21 days, but you get what you need to get started and keep going right after that. That's great. So so right now, I just want to quickly show you guys the promotion we're running right now. So this 50% off, as I said, is a one-time offer only for August group that starts on August 1st. If you cannot start on August 1st, then don't worry about this. No, it's not that much, right? It's $127 right now. It's $67, 50% off. But if you can, right, do it in August, get into it, right? Actually, at first when we were planning for this promotion, we actually planned to have only 100 people in the group, but but we already hit 100 mark yesterday. All right, let me show you guys. So we plan to only do 100 people in the group for the August challenge, and right now I can show you the group. So this is the Teach Entrepreneur Challenge August 2021 We've already hit 100 members yesterday. So I talked to my team yesterday, and we feel like, okay, so it's all. I mean, there's another few days. There must be a lot of teachers who want to join. So what we're gonna do? So we decided to give another 20. That's all we can do. We usually have a group range from 70 members to 100. It's really hard. I mean, we never tried go beyond 100, but this time we want to do 120. So if you're still hesitant, do it now. So we can only do another 20. So we're gonna hit 120, then that's it. We're gonna close the door. So right now we have 100 members waiting in the group. As you can see, like all the people already introducing themselves and posting and sharing and making connections, talking to each other. It's a great place, right? 100 people that are gonna work with you side by side and do it for 21 days, and then still connect with you after challenge, right? That's a great community. So as I said, right, if you are thinking about it, do it now, right? If you can do it in August, take advantage of 50% off and do it now. So I'm gonna share the link with you guys. So if you want to register right away. We can only take another 20. It's not because we can't do more than 120. Just like if we have too big of a group, it's gonna be hard for us to manage. So yeah, take advantage of this. Okay. So now back to Nikki. Since we're on the topic, I think the last question I might want to ask before we wrap up the interview would be, looking back, right? It's been a year since you have the business. There, we talk about the ups and the downs. We talk about the progress. 14 students in the past 3-4 months, $900 for the program. That's a big achievement. I know there's so much more you can achieve, and I believe you will, right? Over $100 an hour, and even like scaling. Right? That's the plan you're gonna
Yes.
follow later this year. So now looking back, thinking about the person you were, last year, and also teachers, the traditional teachers who've been working for companies, for schools, right? Teachers who are thinking about it, they know they want to give it a try to go independent, get their own students, and also probably teachers who never thought about going independent. I know there are a lot of teachers just they never thought, okay, there's another way to make a
Right.
living. There's another way to
Mhm.
leverage their teaching
Yeah.
skills, what they have already built to make a living. And very funny. So we were in the TESOL convention this year. We were a silver sponsor for the TESOL convention. We met so many traditional teachers. They were like, James, I never know we can do this. This like this is another door. It's like they never know. So my question is, for these people, traditional teachers who probably have been thinking about this, or teachers who never thought about it, right? And in your experience after a year, what would you say to them? Like, what would you say them? What would you say to encourage them to take action?
Oh. Yeah, it's such a completely different life in so many ways. Like we said before, how you are seen by the students, the clients, because they really value you. They see you as the expert. I think doing the challenge really just opens the door, as James said, it opens the door to another possibility. Because I have some friends as well, some teachers now here in Italy, who tell me, oh, I'd never want to work for myself. I like the security of the school. They know the pay is terrible and the way they are treated is terrible, but they don't have the confidence to do it. And I was similar. I was happy just plodding along in my day to day, driving all over the place for $10 an hour or less. But it's just, this opens the door, and then you realize what you really are capable of, what you really can do, and yeah, it's you don't have to be this big, huge business tycoon to be able to do it. It really is step by step. You can do it, and it's possible, definitely.
Yeah. I like the point you made. Actually, taking the challenge is not that you take the challenge, you have to make a commitment to anything. It's more like, if you ask me or many teachers we helped in the past year, it's like, hey, if I want to give it a try, if I'm thinking about it, if I want to give it a chance, where should I start? 21 day challenge. So it does not only give you the answer whether or not you're gonna be interested in having your own business, right? Also already give you the path, the skills, the knowledge. So it's more like If you never thought about it, if you are thinking about it, where is the best place to start? Now, take the 10-21 challenge, and then you will know if you
Mm.
want to do it, right? And if you want to do it, just continue doing it, following the path, following the steps we already lay out for you guys. I think that's really how I see the 2020 challenge. I'm not saying everybody, all the teachers we graduated in the past year. I think right now is over 1,700 teachers, 1,700 teachers we graduate in the past 17 months. Not all of them
Mhm.
after challenge wanted to continue because they realized, oh, maybe this is not for Neil, maybe this is not for me, but you wouldn't know unless you try it, you give it a try. And sometimes I just say, why don't you give yourself an opportunity, give yourself a chance to
Yeah.
see if you want to do this, right? So yeah, I think that's all for today. Probably can answer some questions if you have some time, Nikki. Let me
Yeah,
take
sure.
a look. So if you have questions for me or Nicola, Nikki, feel free to put it in the chat. Okay, put in the chat. We'll take maybe one or two questions. Okay. All right, let me take a look. Uh, yeah, there's a question about the I think the challenge. What are we going to do in this group? What will be role like in this community? So this is the group we have for the 21 day challenge, right? So we're gonna work with you for 21 days in the group. That's we release content into the group and we answer questions in the group to work with you 21 days. For 21 days to complete the challenge. And the challenge you're gonna learn the sales, marketing, how to transform to a niche teacher, all that, right? So if you want to learn more, I would encourage you to take a look at the 21 Day Challenge website. It explains what you're going to receive and what we do in the 21 Day Challenge. And the group is just a place we work with you, help you, and also deliver content. Okay. Hope that answers your question. Okay. A question for Nikki. What's your niche? Okay, so what is your niche? Everybody has a niche, and that's what you're gonna learn from the 21 challenge. We're gonna help you identify a niche, and then and show you how to market yourself to the niche, how to connect with them, how to nurture them, how to convert them, right, eventually. And for Nikki, if I remember correctly, Nikki has a medical professional niche, right?
Right. Yes. Yes. Medical field. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah,
Which I knew
yeah,
nothing about before, but it's just I was passionate and interested in it. So yeah, it
yeah.
doesn't have to be something you are an expert in.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely not
That's
at
a
all.
great point. A lot of people get confused at first when they try to pick a niche. I actually
Mm.
talked to the teacher I talked to before the interview. He was like the same. He's already got a student, and he was like, I know nothing about this.
Yes.
Should I just take some training, or should I spend some time
Hmm.
looking at it, just kind of going through things online so I know better about
Hmm.
my niche? I would say yes, if you have time, right? Talk to them. No, just go online, Google things, and try to see if you can learn something about the
Yeah.
industry, about the niche. Totally fun. But I think the best way to learn about your
Mm.
niche, learn from a niche is actually by working with them, by
Yeah.
taking action, right? That's I think most of teachers learn more about their niche just by working with them. And as what Nikki said, you don't need to be the expert already before
No.
you actually take on the niche. And Nikki doesn't know anything about medical field, no experts, medical
No.
professionals before. Then before you take the niche, right? Took the niche, and so many
Hmm.
teachers know nothing about the niche, but a few months into
Yes, you
it.
learn some things. I think a good point that you made at the beginning, James, when I was a bit unsure where to go and what niche to choose, you made a good point that you don't have to be an expert in it. Okay, some people have a background, so if they go into maybe IT specialists or they have a business background, they can go into that field. But if, like me, I had no background in anything apart from teaching, then I remember you told me choose something you are passionate about because it's something you're going to be working with these people only from this field a lot, and if you don't know about the field, at least choose something you can be passionate about. And I've always
Yeah,
been fascinated in the medical world, medical field, so I thought if I choose something at least I'm really interested in, then that's one good option. I think you just Yeah, because it's not easy
Yes,
to choose at the
yes.
beginning.
And when I talked to the teacher this morning, and he had this concern, I was like, I'm not ESO teacher.
Yeah,
I'm not an ESL teacher.
that's true.
I'm
You got a
helping
point.
ESL teachers, and this is my niche. So I'm not here to help
Yeah.
to help ESL teachers become a become better ESL teachers. I'm helping ESL teachers by developing the skills they don't have right now in order to become a successful teacher entrepreneur. And the same thing applies to you guys, right? You help lawyers, help medical professionals, you help doctors, help IT professional bankers. You are now there to
Mm.
help them become a
Their
better
professions,
banker,
no.
a better doctor. No, they don't need you. And
Exactly.
you are going to go there as a specialist, as an expert to
Mm.
help them remove the barriers, the language barriers, the
Mm.
communication barriers that stop them from advancing
Mhm.
in their career, right, in their job. So that's how you position yourself. Yes, at first, I see this very common. At first, you're gonna feel like you're a fraud because you
Mm.
position yourself as specialist, but you don't know much about your niche. But just give it 2-3 months.
Mm.
After talking to 10 people, having one or two students, you're gonna know so much about the niche, right? And until the point like what Nikki is doing, telling these people what they really need, right?
Mm.
so
Yes.
so that's really how amazing, how much you
Mm.
can grow, right? Just in a
Yes,
matter
yes.
of few
How
months.
the mindset changes. Yeah, it's incredible. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna take one last question. Other meetings for the challenge live or recorded to do. Yeah. So in the 2020 challenge, you're gonna receive daily training. They are pre-recorded videos, daily training. So we have 21 days. So you have 21 daily videos. Watch at your own, in your own time. Very flexible. And we also have live sessions. That's where we go live, answer questions. And if you cannot make these live sessions, you can always watch the recordings. Everything is recorded. So it's very flexible. We have teachers join the challenge with a full-time job. They only have like maybe 1 hour 30 minutes every day to work on the challenge. They're fun. And we have teachers who's are doing, they're like moving, they're traveling, they can still finish the challenge, right? So to me, just like do it, take it, try it, give it a try, right? So it should be okay. And if you guys are interested, I send you the link, and you're gonna find a lot of information on the website, what we do in the challenge, how it's delivered, right? Everything's there. Um, okay. So I think that's gonna be all the questions we're gonna take. I know there's some questions I haven't answered. I will just answer it on once we finish the live session. I'll comments to answer these questions. Okay, great. So I want to thank you again, Nikki, for taking
Mm.
this this interview. I know uh, just a
Pleasure.
lot, right? And I do think
Mhm.
inspire so many more teachers.
Mm.
That's really the reason we have the business. We want to inspire teachers. We want to tell them there's
Mm.
there's alternative way,
Yes.
another way of having a better life by doing what you love and teaching
Mm.
students who appreciate you, and you're
Yeah.
on a path to achieve that. And thank you for spending the time with us today.
Oh, pleasure. And thank you too, James, for putting me on this track, on this path. Yeah.
You're welcome. Yep.
Been
So
good.
for those of you who are watching live, thanks for taking the time. Appreciate that. I'll see you guys next time. We'll try to do these live sessions once a month, just because we've been working on this business for 2 years now. We have a lot of teachers, and they can't wait to share the experience with you guys to inspire you. And stay tuned, right? I'll do it the next month. I'll let you guys know. And see you next time. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye-bye.